Oh my God, everybody! This is not a drill. We need a Hawaiian intern to push the fucking missile crisis button because we fucked up. Erich and I fucked up. We missed one of the best Kinos of the year. Fuck American Made. Take it off my top 10. We're putting Good Time right up in that number, whatever spot. Guys, welcome to one of the top 10 Kinos of the year, motherfucking Good Times, starring the guy from Twilight, Edward Pattinson.
Yeah.
Edward Pattinson. Hey, everybody, welcome to Is It Kino. I am MUMKEY Jones.
And coming fresh from his own channel, Erich.
Oh my God, Erich, tell me about this channel. I've never heard of it. What's your channel?
Yeah, right. So I started my own YouTube channel.
Oh my God.
Thanks to several people telling me, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel." And guess what? It's not great, but it's not terrible either. So yeah, go ahead and if you enjoy me on Is It Kino, check out my TV reviews over on my regular channel.
Yeah, I've got a link in the description. You can go check out. He's already got 3 fucking videos up in a week. He's got one shitting on The Walking Dead. And I've never even seen The Walking Dead, and I was able to listen through the whole video. So you must have done something right, because I didn't even know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
He's got one talking about Star Trek. I've never even seen an episode of Star Trek, and I could still listen to the whole thing. So you must be doing something right, because I can understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Wait a minute. This sounds pretty canned.
Well, what show that I've never seen before are you going to talk about next? Like The Leftovers?
Probably Black Mirror. I'll probably talk about Black Mirror all by my lonesome.
Let's talk about some Big Black Mirror, if you know what I'm talking about. I want something big and black on the
BBC,
internet.
that's what a name means.
Yeah, Black Mirror's not on BBC. That's a Netflix show.
Well, it used to be. Oh, wait, maybe it wasn't on. Fuck, you're getting me fucking...
Hey, hey, what movie, well, what Kino are we talking about tonight?
This was the Kino that passed us by. It's a movie called Good Time.
How did we miss this movie? Did it not come out in theaters? What the fuck happened?
It probably came out in theaters in fucking Nowheresville, PA, because I didn't see it.
It's a goddamn shame, because I could see this being like a huge financial hit if they actually would have put it in theaters.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the story that America is thirsty for. They just want to see the story of a retard being locked up in a room.
Erich, how ableist could you be right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm being as ableist as possible. Well, the retard directed the movie, so he can't be that bad. Yep.
This is a movie where I was convinced that Robert Pattinson is actually a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
And I've only heard him do his British accent and his Edward voice, so I did not recognize him in this role at all. He's doing a voice that I couldn't even fathom coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
the movie,
he's got a great half beard goatee thing going on. So
yeah, he's playing just like a real creeper thug kind of guy. And the movie, we'll go into what the movie is, but I got to say right off the bat that the movie is entirely on the shoulders of Robert Pattinson and his great performance and this great character that they've crafted.
He is basically like the world's best liar. Yeah. And that he doesn't look like much, but like he just runs up to you and starts to explain a situation and he'll lie about a couple things here and there to try to get you on his side. And mostly it works for him, which is pretty cool. It's a great kind of setup for this movie. It's super low stakes. And you introduce us to this character, and he just keeps running up to people and lying to them. And you see that he's got several people on the string already, so he gets to hook up with those people. It's so fucking great to just watch this guy ping pong around. What city are they in?
I think it's New York.
New York.
Right?
It is New York. Yeah, it very much looks like they're in the city too. So.
Let's go through the basic premise of the movie, because I want to sing this movie's praises and convince everybody to go to Pirate Bay and download it as soon as this... I mean, you can support the movie any way you want, but in my mind, just watching it is support enough.
Yeah, but, the Safdie brothers are looking at the Pirate Bay profile of this movie and saying, "We got another one!" They're going to tell the studio, look how many people pirated our movie.
Let me say, if by the end of this podcast I have not convinced you to check out this movie, then I have failed. This might be the most recommendable movie of the year. I'm not saying it's my favorite of 2017. I'm just saying I would recommend this to somebody before I would recommend 3 Billboards, just because I think this is a movie that more people can hopefully get into, even though it is very dark. But
it oddly feels accessible because it's very stripped down. It's very basic. Like, if you understand some very like simple things about people, this movie is compelling to, I think, anybody. There's a lot of politics caught up in Three Billboards, but this movie just like pushes you down with everyday people and says, what the fuck do you do in this situation? And you just watch this guy run from place to place and lie to people and say whatever he needs to say and just do whatever he needs to do in order to help his brother out.
Yeah, and you guys know MUMKEY. One of my favorite genres of film is main character gets into as shitty of a situation as humanly possible, and this is one of those types of movies. The basic premise is Robert Pattinson is kind of this, low-life scumbag, but he's really good at, he's like a con artist, sort of. He's really good at lying to people, and he has this retarded brother who he loves more than anything in the world, and even if the brother's, like, getting help through, therapy and all this shit, he says, fuck that. This brother is mine. I take care of this kid. I don't want no goddamn old man therapist, psychiatrist bullshit interfering with my brother. But he's not a good brother because he
not really. No, he uses his retard brother for bank robberies.
Yeah, he convinces his retard brother. Should we stop saying retard brother? We've probably dropped
we
it 15 times
a lot
now.
of people.
Well, I mean, anybody who should be offended by it wouldn't
understand. So,
so he tricks his mentally disabled brother into robbing a bank with him. The bank robbery goes awry, and the brother, the mentally disabled brother, is arrested. And now the rest of the movie, the whole rest of the movie takes place over the course of one night with Robert Pattinson doing and lying and going all around New York, doing whatever he can to save his brother, to get him out of police custody and to run away with him. And he spins a huge web of lies and he gets in over his head and everything goes fucking berserk. And he's like the Midas touch of evil, where everybody he touches, he ruins their lives almost immediately. And it's such a fun, exciting, dark, just experience, because it's all, like I said, it's all in one night. So it just keeps chugging along. It does not slow down for a second. No,
absolutely. I think we're going to spend a lot of the time talking about Robert Pattinson, but I do want to talk about Ben Safdie, who plays the mentally disabled brother, where the movie is basically starts with him and ends with him. And I think he just does a great job of expressing, you always feel bad for mentally disabled people just inherently. And this guy, he's not actually mentally disabled.
No, he's the director of the film.
I know. He does a great job playing it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he just has all the ticks down and all, just the ability to express just absolute, like, he has no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Through all of this shit.
And the way he does his voice is so spot on and everything about it.
Yeah. So it starts with him, and he's kind of the anchor that you need to kind of push Robert Pattinson forward, and we kind of understand better why he's doing all this stuff, even though he's not the best influence to his brother. But yeah. There
is, man, like, spoilers start jumping in, like major spoilers, like half an hour into the movie, and I don't want to ruin it because, like, these twists and turns are so, like, oh, I feel it in my bones, holy shit, that I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So let's do a two-part episode within the same video. Let's say, the last things you want to say, and then we'll say, hey, go watch the movie, and then come back and watch the rest of the podcast. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So what else would you want to say to convince these numbskulls to go watch this movie?
I was not a big Robert Pattinson fan a couple years ago because he was in the Twilight movies. This movie and the other movie I saw that he was in, Lost City of Z, has completely changed my mind on this guy. He is taking some serious risks. He is trying to accurately portray what someone who he is nothing like. Like, Robert Pattinson has never lived the life of this New York City guy who's completely out of his depth and unable to cope with even simple things like robbing a bank. Like, he is able to convey all of these things so expertly, and these directors kind of know how to push all of these things into our field of vision, and we kind of just take it in and go along for the ride. And I think they do such a great job of portraying a real city and showing us the best kind of stakes for these characters, that I just think this is A+ film that everybody should try to at least see if you want to be challenged in some way by what you watch. And I think people should check this movie out.
For fans of questionable pedophilia, Robert Pattinson may or may not make out and bed a 16-year-old girl. So you know.
Yeah, if you need that.
Is 16 legal in New York? Maybe it's okay. Maybe
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And anyway, it's ephebophilia. What the fuck? What's the word? You know?
Yeah, it's I think it's pronounced ephebophilia, but I've pronounced it ephebophilia in my video.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at mispronouncing words in videos that go viral, so I get lots of comments about those things.
That's your whole shtick, so yeah.
No, it's not a shtick. It was on accident.
Oh.
The truth comes out. My English degree was for nothing. That's the thing that pisses me off, is that every time you don't know what a word means or you mispronounce when they say, "Oh, nice English degree, MUMKEY." Like, it's when you get an English degree, there's a class where they teach you every single word and how to pronounce them.
Yeah. Yeah. You should get the credit for knowing the fucking word.
Yeah.
Like
And my favorite thing is when people say, "You don't know how to pronounce that word? Don't you read?" And I say, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Time out 1 fucking second. I could read a word 1,000 times in a book. That doesn't mean I know how to pronounce it. What in the fuck are you talking about? But hey, this is the interlude. Go watch the movie and then come back and here's the spoiler talk. Because these twists and turns are so fun and jazzy and smooth. I can't wait to talk about them with my good friend E-Rich.
Yeah, definitely. I think the part where the guy jumps out of the window, one of the parts where I was just like, oh shit. That's like, I could not believe what I just saw.
That's just one of the final nails in the coffin of Robert Pattinson ruins everybody's life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the big Pepe twist? We didn't talk about Pepe.
Oh, Pepe the Frog makes his film debut in this movie. Mm-hmm. And he's actually credited in the credits, and we'll get to this obviously at the end, but the credit sequence of this film is one of the, probably other than like a Marvel movie, the only time I've wanted to watch the credits all the way through, because they did something so smart with the credits. Mm-hmm. But let's go back through the plot. So he wants to save his brother. His brother is being held in a hospital because he got beat up in prison. So Robert Pattinson goes on a very exciting, intense mission to lie his way up to his brother's hospital room and break him out because he's being guarded by police. And just the execution of every 10 minutes, Robert Pattinson has a new little mission he has to do to get out of trouble or to do something. And they're always so tense, and the way that they execute it is so exciting from sequence to sequence.
It's like in a video game when they keep updating your fucking mission of what you're trying to accomplish, and he just has to run around to different places. I want to call out, before he goes to the hospital, he's trying to get his brother out of jail by getting a bail bond. It's in a scene with Jennifer Jason Leigh, who's a pretty well-known actress, but she does a good job in a very small role here as kind of the girlfriend. Who I don't know how involved he is with her exactly.
No, but she seems like an old woman in this movie.
No, yes, she is. That's the thing. And then she is asking her mother or grandmother, or whatever the fuck, for money. So basically, he is trying to con her out of money to get his brother out of jail, and then she is trying to lie to her grandmother or whatever to get money from her. This is shit that you see every fucking day if you work in the service industry.
Yeah. A lot of the time I felt like this movie had taken a bunch of lovable trailer park characters and just placed them in New York City somehow. And it fits.
Yeah, absolutely. And so so by the time he gets into the hospital, he's trying to...
You said it's like a video game, and I was going to say this would make a great stealth Telltale game where you have to stealthily sneak around all the cops and lie to people, and then choose the best lies and see if you can keep them going. I think that'd be really cool.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. All right, so he tries to get his brother, because from the bail bond place they're able to tell him that his brother isn't in jail anymore. Since he got into a fight, he was sent to the hospital. So at the hospital, he has to lie to people to get up. So he's lying to people at the fucking reception desk to try to get up. He eventually gets up to his brother's room. He gets his brother out of the hospital, and then the twist here is what?
Oh, well, we don't find the twist out yet, but through a whole bunch of shenanigans and crazy shit, he gets his all face bandaged up brother into a wheelchair and gets him out of the hospital, sneaks him onto a transport bus that the hospital owns, and then like the guy's like, oh, you weren't on my list, and he makes up so many fucking lies, just nonstop, genuinely convincing lies nonstop.
No. Exactly. My favorite part about this movie is a lot of the time he like plays on people's good sides, and a lot of this movie is genuinely decent people giving this guy a break, even though he's repeatedly lying to people. And it's such a great, I don't know, it's just such a great exploration of that kind of repeated theme to me.
Yeah, this movie teaches you two different things. One, how to be a conniving, lying sociopath. And two, that you shouldn't trust anybody because it's probably Robert Pattinson trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah. I was reminded while he was lying of a movie called Shattered Glass, which also captures a liar repeatedly lying and then eventually being caught in his lies, which I don't think is really covered in this movie. But he's played by... Hayden Christensen, the famous shitty Anakin from
the guy who
Star
hates
Wars prequels.
sand. What a hero!
Yeah, the only good role I've ever seen him in, and he does a great job of it.
Oh, so he gets his wheelchaired, bandaged brother, and he convinces somebody who was on the bus to let him stay at their house. And you're like,
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, you think, oh, that's so unrealistic. There's no way they're gonna let some random guy. But like, just how convincing he is, and and he has like 8 layers of lies to convince this old black woman to let him stay there. Yeah, and she has a 16-year-old. Was it granddaughter or daughter?
Granddaughter, yeah.
But then it turns out, well, you know what? We got to go to my favorite scene in the film when, first of all, Robert Pattinson goes into their bathroom and steals hair dye to dye his hair blonde. And then the 16-year-old granddaughter's like, did you just fucking steal our hair dye and apply it? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Then they're sitting
and she's like, as long as it's not the one in the bottom. And he actually stole the one from the bottom. He just like lied again.
Yeah. Then they're sitting on the couch together watching TV, and then there's a news broadcast about him robbing the bank, and his picture pops up. So he immediately grabs a 16-year-old girl and starts making out with her to distract her from the TV. And
all right, so MUMKEY, you're in the same exact situation as he's in.
Now, am I the girl or am I Robert Pattinson?
No, you're Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about the girl later after in our private show. Yeah, so you are Robert Pattinson. How do you distract her?
I mean, there's any number of things you could do. But I think he goes too far, because even after they're done kissing and that his face is no longer on the TV, he picks her up and carries her to bed and continues making out with her. And I'm like, okay, I get the distraction thing, but you're going like you're going into the bit a little too much, Robbie boy. You're no longer in danger of her discovering your real identity.
He's in too deep.
Well, before he can get in 5 inches too deep, as I have to assume, we hear a whole bunch of ruckus, and we assume it's his retard brother freaking out. But as it turns out, he stole the wrong guy.
What a great twist in this, and it's completely believable because,
of course,
when somebody's bandaged up like that, who fucking knows who it is?
I thought it was the brother too. Like
I did too.
I thought I could see through the bandages, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's him.
Mm-hmm. He's got a perfectly beat up weird face, so
yeah, and that just leads to a whole new sequence of Robert Pattinson being fucked. He broke some other prisoner out of the hospital jail, and that guy's freaking out on him. And I don't want to go through everything, but just like that big twist of him stealing the wrong guy is so crucial and amazing.
That's the first time I think I've seen a twist that like completely almost reframes the movie, because from here on out, it kind of becomes about getting this bottle of LSD that this guy had left at an amusement park or something like that. So from here on out, it just becomes about you have to get the money to get his brother actually out. What is the thing?
Yeah, he wants to get a bunch of money to actually pay the bail bond now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it basically becomes about tracking this thing down and evading security guards. And we get the captain now.
Yeah, I am the captain now. He was in 2 movies, 2 of the best movies of the year. He was in Blade Runner, and he was in this one.
This movie's just full of memes, isn't it?
Yep. And, eventually... Well, everybody who he interacts with gets fucked. Like the 16-year-old girl gets arrested because she has to lie on his behalf. The guy who he broke out of prison ends up falling to his death, and then there's the tragic ending of him ultimately, of course, getting caught and arrested, and his brother being forced into retard daycare.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very. I feel like it's such a sad ending. It's very realistic. Like I wanted him to kind of escape, and
yeah, after a night of chaos and following this character and all his lies, you expect him to get away with it. At least I hoped he would. And then like after we see him in the police car, we never see him again, and he has like such a sad face for this long shot.
And it's just kind of, you saw him go through all of that, and you're kind of on his side for some of it. And I don't think him getting away would have been a happy ending necessarily, but I don't know.
He got what he had coming for sure. Like he's
definitely
not really a redeemable character. It's just exciting to watch this guy who's so good at lying to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
but I kind of do think
I wanted to talk about this a lot more, but
yeah.
I had Taco Bell for the first time today, and I think I have to run to the restroom. It turns out Taco Bell, delicious, but not so good for your digestion.
Oh, hell no.
So if you have any last-minute thing before I run out of the room, please be my guest.
Yeah, I mean, I love this movie. I love everything that the directors do. Robert Pattinson steals the show here, and this is just a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I'd say go watch it any way you can. If you haven't already, shame on you for listening to the whole podcast. And
who the fuck do you think you are?
We'll come back next time with something. We got something special planned for Black History Month, but we'll get into that later. Hey, I gotta go. It's been fun. For Kino, I've been MUMKEY.
Go shit, MUMKEY.
Yeah,
I'm Rich. Bye.